should I buy the PlayStation VR 2? And in my personal opinion, hey guys, how's it going? We're back for another video today. And guys, I'm actually on top of the news for one time. I know it's wild, but I'm actually on top of it. I am not late to this news. And you know what, guys? You should be proud of me. Bringing you the news right on time. And if you have not heard, PlayStation VR 2, yes, got announced. The PSVR 2 got announced that it's been working on, and no official release date, nothing like that, but we did get some stuff about it. They went down a list of some stuff that's confirmed for it, and that will be in it, and how it will work. And guys, I don't want to waste your time, so let's just hop right into all the cool features that the PSVR has, and of course, if I think you guys should buy it, or if I don't think you should. So, starting off right away, one of the biggest changes coming from the PSVR 1 to the PSVR 2 is obviously it's on a new console. It is going from the PS4 to the PS5. So, a very big drawback is you have to have a PS5 for this new console. And, I mean, it's not the biggest thing in the world. Like, of course, like, what do we expect? But, like, it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, I expect it, but, I mean, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And another really big change is the old PSVR had a camera that you had to set up, and it would like look at you and it would send you through that. And instead of that, PlayStation has taken some notes from Oculus, and the actual VR headset itself, which we have not seen yet, but the actual VR headset itself has 4 cameras in it that tracks you and the hand remotes. So, guys, honestly, I'm a very big fan of that. I like that a lot. I've played around with the Oculus Quest 2 a lot. And I think that's very good. It works very well most of the time. Most of the time it works very well. But I think it's a lot better than having just that one singular camera looking at you and trying to like track you all the time. So you can actually like duck and move. And because there were so many times where the tracking would just get messed up by me moving, me ducking, or doing something else. And it would just get all fucked up and it would not go well. Something that's interesting that I did not expect, but is very cool, and I have not heard another VR headset do, is the actual VR headset itself has like a vibration feature in it, like the remotes. So how they describe it is like, let's say you get in a car crash, something like that, and you know, like when it happens in a game, your controller vibrates, and it's like, okay, yeah. So that actually happens on the headset itself to make it a more realistic experience, which is cool. I have never heard of another VR headset doing that. So I'm actually very excited to see how that will turn out for it, because I think it could be very cool possibly. And another big thing, focusing on the headset itself, is it also has eye tracking. So how they describe it is, well, let's say you're in a game and you're doing something and you're talking to a character and your eye, like the headset itself detects your eyes like moving in a different direction. It will like cause something in the game to like, hey, you're looking this direction, or hey, you're looking that direction, blah, 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 blah. So it actually like responds to what direction you're looking or how it's going. So eye tracking is something that's very cool. I don't know how it will be implemented that much, or like how crazy it will be, because it will of course have to be only for PSVR 2 exclusive games, because I don't imagine people developing it for other VR headsets as well, because why would they do that if they don't have the eye tracking? So it's not the biggest thing in the world, because it's just like, okay, PSVR 2 exclusives, but I mean, again, we'll have to see how it turns out. It sounds cool, but it doesn't sound like the biggest thing in the world to me, you know what I'm saying? Getting into the PlayStation VR 2 remotes, taking a book from the PS5 controller, which is very cool. The remotes, each one has haptic feedback and adaptive triggers. So if you've been living under a rock, or if you just don't know what that is, the haptic feedback is to make the vibrations, make everything feel more real when you're playing the game, and the adaptive triggers are, let's say, a great way to describe it is playing Horizon Zero Dawn. When you're pressing the left trigger in to draw the bow, there's some resistance on the trigger, and when you fire it, there's a little resistance on that as well. So it basically adds resistance to make things feel more real. And I think that this is a very, very big thing for VR. I don't think it adds much to the controller aspect of it, like for like the PlayStation 5 controllers, but I think in VR, this will be a huge thing to add like immersion, because I mean, you're picking up something or you're firing a gun, you can actually you're seeing it through your own eyes and you're feeling it through the actual remote. So I think that this is a very big thing. I think that this could be very cool in adding a lot of immersion and a lot of new like senses into the game. The controllers are obviously Bluetooth, and they are charged by a USB Type-C charger, just the same as the PlayStation 5 remote is, so nothing will be any different from that. They also have finger tracking on them, so that's just something that is a little cool that I've seen that the Oculus Quest 2 has. It doesn't add much to it, but it's just like a little thing that's kind of cool to add. Now, getting on to a gripe that I have for the PSVR 2 that I did expect, but I'm just not the biggest fan of when it comes to VR headsets in general, and that is having a cable. I think having a cable just hinders your experience so much, because then you have to worry about turning around. If you're turning around, you have to worry about like you're gonna rip the fucking cable out of whatever you have it plugged into, or you're gonna wrap yourself around the cable. If it's that long, it's not gonna pull it out. You're gonna wrap yourself around it, so you have to kind of account for that. And that's a very big thing that I like the Quest 2 for, is it doesn't have that cable. But the PSVR 2, of course, has a singular cable. Something very different from the old PSVR that had a whole fucking processor unit, had to do all this other like shit to make it work. It was a whole thing and a whole setup for it to work. But apparently Sony is saying that it is a singular cord that just goes straight from the headset to the PlayStation 5 and sets it up. So that's very nice to have easy setup like that. And so you're not going through 20 minutes of fucking going through your books. Does this plug in here correctly? Is this plugged in here correctly? Then while you're playing and something happens, you have to troubleshoot it by like, okay, I have to unplug this, or I have to do this and this with the processor unit, or I have to make sure this HDMI is plugged into the right one. It was just a whole thing that I'm very glad that they got rid of. But the cord is something it has to happen, I know, but I'm just not a big fan of. But I don't think it'll hinder it too much. It's just, we'll see. Now, so this only got announced yesterday, so we only have one game confirmed, and that is Horizon Call of the Mountain. It's set in the Horizon Zero Dawn and Horizon Forbidden West universe, obviously, with the mechanical dinosaurs and all of that crazy shit. So I think that'll be very cool to test out like what it could be with the bows and all that kind of cool stuff. But we will have to see what other games come with the PSVR 2 headset, because as of right now, I think the Oculus Quest 2 has better games that are built in, or that you can get for that console that can go with it and pair with it than what you would be able to have on the PSVR 2. So, now for the burning question in everyone's mind. Should I buy the PlayStation VR 2? And in my personal opinion, I would say no. So, before anyone gets outraged, I'm a massive PlayStation fan. Like you guys might already know, I'm a PlayStation fanboy. But the reason why I'm saying no to this is because you already have to have a $500 PS5, which I mean you might already have, you might not. Then you also have to buy an additional VR headset, which I'm guessing will probably be around $300 to $400 maybe. I'm hoping it doesn't go past $400 because they have not released a price point for it yet. So I can only hope it does not go past $400. But the thing is, the games for it aren't anything crazy. And I already touched on it earlier, but the Oculus Quest 2 has a lot better games. And when I say that, I mean, you can have some of the best games on the Oculus Quest 2. Like, you can have Blades and Sorcery. Then if you have a PC that can handle it, you can hook it up to a computer, like I said, cord, but not much you can do about it. You can hook it up to your computer and you can play Half-Life Alyx. You can play Boneworks. You can play some of the best or any VR games in the market. Anything. Of course, if it's a PlayStation exclusive, you can't. But I mean, almost any game in the VR market you can play if you have a PC that is capable of running VR games, and you just plug it in. You take a USB-C port, plug it into your headset, plug it into your computer, and then you are good to go. So guys, I don't even know how the PSVR 2 was supposed to compete with that. And also, if you don't have a cord for the Oculus Quest 2, like if you don't have one that's plugged into your computer, then it's just cordless. You can turn around whenever you want, you can play it wherever you want. I just think that if you guys are going to get a VR headset to start out with, I think that the Oculus Quest 2 is a perfect one. I would not say to spend your money on the PlayStation VR 2 unless you're a very, very, very big PlayStation fan and you already have a PS5 at your house set up, ready to go, and you want to play some of those PSVR exclusive games and you don't mind missing out on games like Boneworks, on games like Half-Life Alyx and Blades and Sorcery, some of the best games in the VR market. If you don't mind missing out on that, then I would say go for it. But for everybody else who actually wants to experience the full capability in VR and play the best games that VR has to offer, I would not say to buy this VR headset. It's not for you guys. I'm just saying. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, leave a like on it. Comment, are you going to buy the PSVR 2? Are you excited for it? Or are you like meh about it? You're not going to buy it. And let me know in the comments below, do you already have an Oculus? And will you be comparing an Oculus to a PSVR 2 when they both come out so you can figure out which one you want to buy? Let me know in the comments below. And guys, I want to let you know that I have some very, 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 very big stuff planned. I mean, like, massive, earth-shattering stuff planned. So guys, you don't want to miss it. Everything will be announced on Friday. So guys, stick around for that, because you will not want to miss it. But of course, I will see you back here on Friday for Review Anything. So guys, again, don't miss it. I hope you all have a fan-fucking-tastic day, and deuces.